Alright, this is a video on solving two-step equations. I'll look at the examples here. So looking at this first one here, we've got to get rid of a couple of different things. We've got to get the x by itself. So we've got to get rid of this 6 and get rid of that 4. So we do order of operations backwards when it comes to solving. So I want to do subtraction and addition first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a 6 to both sides. Okay, draw my line all the way across. So these are opposites, and so I bring down this. Okay, and I get that. So now I have to do what's the opposite of dividing by a 4, and I want to multiply by a 4. Okay, put this over 1, so that turns out to be 4 over 4 equals 4. Those reduce, and the answer is x equals 4. Okay. Looking at this next one here, these are both being divided by a 6, so that's fine. I'll go ahead and get rid of that 6 by multiplying by a 6 to both sides. Okay, and then this gives me negative 6. Okay, now this is kind of weird because you can see I'm going to have to distribute it, but eventually, if I did, they're just going to cross out, so it equals this. Now I got to get rid of that 5. That's a positive 5, so I'm going to subtract 5 to both sides. My answer is negative 11 equals x. So what they're doing here is they're multiplying by a 2, so I'm going to do the opposite of that, and I'm going to divide by a 2. Now these two things are being multiplied, right? So those two cross off, and I get n plus 5 equals negative 1. Subtract 5 to both sides. Those are opposites, and n equals negative 6. Okay. Looking at our next example, I got to get rid of this 10 and the 2, so I'm going to do the adding and subtracting stuff first. So I'll add a 10 to both sides. Those are opposites. I get 4 equals n over 2. I have to do the opposite of dividing by a 2, so I'm going to multiply by a 2. Okay, put this over 1, so I get 8 equals, multiply tops and the bottoms. And 8 equals n. Okay. Move it on down here. I'm going to get w by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this 10 first. So I'll subtract. Alright, so I get 6w equals negative 114x. Okay, so working on that, I'm going to figure out, well, divide that out. So 114 divided by 6 is 19. Okay, so it's a negative divided by a negative, so that's just a positive. Okay, go ahead and cross out those opposites right there. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and add a 13 to both sides. Okay, so when I do this, I'm actually subtracting these. Alright, so that's going to be a negative 90. Then I'm going to go ahead and divide by 9 negative, right? And x equals a positive 10. A positive 10. And we'll go ahead and stop there.